Yo, what's going on, Bull? No, we're just gonna do a podcast pretty much on the state of tier ones, the node wars for tier ones on console BDO. But we're just waiting right now, so we're gonna start here shortly. Just waiting for everyone to get grouped up and all that shit, all that good jazz. What's up, Savage? It's the weekend, man. I got time. What's up, Crocs or what? But anyways, give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. Probably not. But I mean, there's been a couple people that are on the tier one through tier two and three scene that have kind of asked for it. And it's not that it's in bad or is bad or in shambles, but uh, it's been working pretty well with the siege guilds. They've been doing more fights. And, if you can do more, come up with more fights for the tier one scene, then, and this is just to bring the GMs together and GAs. And you could possibly see if we can create more fights for the scene below, the lower tier nodes. Yo, what's up? Kaka. Nah, it's all good. I respect it. A lot of people, they're entitled to their opinion. So I mean, it is what it is. But some people request it. Some people they don't think it's necessary. But at the end of the day, it's up to us to create our own content sometimes and see what we can do to make shit happen. Got to make that shit shake. You know what I mean? But anyways, give me one sec. Yo, Cryptic, appreciate that follow, big dog, and thank you so much. Oh, wait, hold up, appreciate that sub. Thank you, big dog, and appreciate the follow, bull. I'll be right back real quick though, guys. Let me get we're just waiting on the rest of the GMs to get in this Discord call, and then we'll get ready to start here shortly.
our podcast. We're going to today be talking about the state and future of Tier 1 Node Wars, which is a massive scene, and we've got some GMs waiting to come in. But first, what we thought we would do is talk about all the fights that have been going on. Do a quick recap of the mixed up alliances that we've been doing. How's that been going, guys? For real.
For anyone that hasn't seen, any of the mods or anything like that, I'm gonna post a link, and I'm sure Avatar will too, of the playlist for like the last couple of scripted fights that's been going on for the VRT slash fun fights for the siege guilds. Y'all just be sure to check it out, subscribe, take a like or dislike, however you feel, and then yeah, hopefully we can do the same thing and see what we can get going for the tier 1 scene.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's been really good. I was talking to I think it was Squid, and he was saying that he had really, really enjoyed it, like working with Panic and having those opportunities to work with other guilds, and like it's been really, really cool and energizing. I think for some, I hope. I don't know. The one point was that, and I think that was achieved, is break alliances, bust them up a little bit, make everyone fight alongside different people. How have you found it, Avatar?
I personally found it a lot of fun. What's going on, everybody? I'm Avatar 13X, your Viva La Raza warrior that runs through the NA servers. Those fights have been amazing. Like, it's kind of funny hearing our shot callers like actually say, go help Nameless, or go help Panic, go do this, go do that. When normally we're like, kill this base, kill this base. So it's definitely been a lot of fun, especially like helping my friends that are in the other guilds.
And I'll be honest, like it's been real to actually work with different guilds that you're normally not used to working with. So it's a different change of pace. I mean, it's not something that has to be permanent, obviously, but you get to kind of work well with others within the community and just see kind of get ideas of how they operate and maybe how they run their, whether it be their alliance or run their guild in general.
Yeah, that's good. All right. Do you think we should keep doing them?
Yeah, for
What do you
sure.
reckon? Because there's been a lot of fights with other guilds. So like, I know Arsha has been creating and it's Sacred and Nameless. Like, there's been a lot of FFAs and stuff like that going on. So that's been good. There's like a lot of activity lately. A lot of
Yeah,
fights
I
going on.
mean, I think for now it's okay to keep running it, and whether it be VRT hosting it, and trying to keep the content coming for these guilds. I think it's good because you kind of play like that role as I'm not here to choose sides. I'm here to establish that you guys can set up these fights and can actually execute these fights, and then hope your guilds have fun at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think for now it's good. It seems like at least for the tier 4 and the tier 5 scene, they've definitely been orchestrating and doing some more scripted fights outside of BRT, which is good. Because I mean, I know in the past
Yeah.
it's been like, oh, this alliance is gonna go to this node, this alliance is gonna go to that node, and we're just gonna take turns, getting our our payouts pretty much. So at least doing this once a week or once every other week, I think it's a very good idea, and it's been coming along pretty well. So I don't see why we should stop it until we feel like the GMs and the GAs of any guild, no matter what tier they're on, they can go ahead and just nix that in the bud, and they don't have to utilize the whole middleman, or middle woman.
A woman. Do you know what's been really cool? Something secret and sneaky. We're starting to do it for T3 guilds. So Ominous Dark Hand is a new guild out. They started about a month ago. They're in T3s. Adrenaline, there's like Way to the Dawn, MMR, I think, Magoria Pirates, Electric, Defy. There's like 9 different guilds in T3. So we're started doing the same thing for them.
Right.
We can talk about that later. For now, it's all about Tier 1. All about Tier 1. So we have, can you guys start dragging them in?
Yeah.
I'll tell you the guilds that are coming. So we have Kronkin from Conviction, who's running a little bit late. We think he fell asleep.
Chrono Ken, aka Old Man Naps.
He's currently having one. Glyco from Electric. We've got Amaranth, who's from Two Ravens. We've got Oda from Frag, Neander from Phantom Troop, and Freeshot from True. We also have John Wick, who represents Eternos, the Latin community guilds who are on T1, T2s, and Avatar is going to be worked to the death today in translating for him because his English is limited.
Yes. So for both myself and Avatar's chat, real quick, we do have someone, we will have a translator so that they can help translate that from, whether it be from Spanish to English or English to Spanish,
For real. Welcome, everybody. Hello, GMs.
Hello.
Speak.
Hello.
Unmute. Hello. So we'll run through quickly. Do you want to introduce yourselves really quickly?
Sure.
We'll start with Amaranth.
Frag. Okay, well, there you go.
Oda. We'll start from the bottom. Hey, Oda. How are you? Tell us a bit about your guild.
Frag. Just had a 1-year anniversary. We're not extra large, but we're large.
Oh.
We're PVX. We do sailing and PvP. And just barely scratching the door at T3s, but trying to get prepared to do that as well. Getting the elephant and all of that. But all in all, pretty cool and chill. If you want, you can add me on Discord. If you ever have any issues with one of my boys, hit me up and we can talk it out or whatever. Or fight over it. Whatever. We can do whatever.
Diego? How's Phantom Troop?
Hi, I'm Neander. I'm the advisor for PT. We've been around a long time. We day one. We've had obviously lots of ups and downs. Right now we're on T1s.
Okay,
Word.
cool.
I mean, that might even be an up.
I know,
You guys are
right?
getting fights. You guys are fighting. Shoot.
So yeah, we were actually, me and Avatar and
both opened
Jane, we were actually looking at the nodes for Tier 1/Tier 2 and didn't realize there's some days where there's really nowhere for y'all to place on the Tier 1 scene.
Yeah, we can't node war Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah, so it's like y'all are eventually
Sunday,
forced to
Monday,
go
Wednesday.
up a tier or, pretty much figure out what are y'all going to do for those days or just not node war at all those days, so
We have to just not node war.
yeah, that's
Alright.
a bummer. I'll be honest, that's definitely a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't always like that in the past. You were able to node war every day on T1s.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Sunday,
so,
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Side note, Swift. Oh no, wait, it's not Swift. It was Swift's face. Vray doesn't have access to the waiting room. Vray, their shot caller, is going to step in for Conviction because Chrono is probably sleeping.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Ray, are you there? You want to start off from the bottom again?
Oh, there he is.
Yo,
Hello,
Ray, you
Fang.
there?
Sorry, guys. I have tried being Old Man Nips for a bit, and we're not getting them, so you get me today.
Fair enough. It's good.
Welcome. Right, so we're just starting. So, in starting research for this podcast and talking to all of you, I was really shocked at how many guilds are actually on T1s. I had sort of assumed it wasn't that many. Actually huge. How many guilds do you think are on Tier 1? And for your guilds, on average, how many do you guys pull to a Tier 1 or Tier 2 node war, on average?
I mean, I can go first. On Fridays, there's 16 guilds. On the
Jesus.
other days, it goes between 6 to 9 guilds, roughly. Sometimes you get like random guilds like Moonlight or Dark Handle come down. You see random shit like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We pull 23 people. We on T1s because we have to be.
Why is that?
Yeah.
We don't have numbers.
Oh, right. Right.
But
How many do the rest of you pull?
But the node numbers are the same except for
Yeah.
Friday. Friday's 20. Every
Yeah,
other ones are 30 and 40.
Cause you
yeah,
can,
I'm about to say because
Yeah.
most tier
Ah.
ones
I mean,
and
but
tier
that's kind
twos
of the
are
problem,
typically
though.
like 20-man nodes, right? To like
That's what I
No,
thought.
there's only
No,
one
they're all
node that's a
30,
20.
pretty much.
Friday is the
Friday is a 20 man.
which is why
Monday
it's
is a
16.
30.
Mhm.
Wednesday is either 30 or 40.
Yeah.
And Sunday is a 30.
Wednesday is a 40.
Wednesday is a 50 in the T2.
50.
Gotcha.
And Marav, how many does two Ravens pull to a T1 T2 nibble? Glyco.
Well, I can tell you they max
Right
out every
there.
time.
We
How do you
pull about yeah, for T1 T2 we pull about between 25 to maybe 31.
25 to 30 for electric. Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, for frag on a T1 on Friday we hit the 20 cap, and then when we do the T2s, there's a 30. We always hit the 30. The 40 we're like 35, 30. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we'll hit the 40, and then on the 50 man. Actually, just this past Wednesday we had 43 people on the 50. So, I mean, do okay.
Hey, that's what's up, G.
And like Conviction's pulling like numbers for every single T1 and T2 we pull up to for now, which is nice because
For sure.
Numbers, it's like trying to get caps, and some of our guys, even on the Friday, some of our guys are like, "Hey, yo, is there any other node we can place on? Because there's so many of us that still want a node war, but it's only a 20 man." And it's like we gotta go. Like, nah, sorry, homie, we got nothing else to give. But like, it'd be nice if there were more nodes or something.
Someone who's echoing.
Right, right.
There's a
Which,
lot of
And the
nodes
echo,
on T3 plus. It's crazy.
yeah, which
Oda's echoing.
we're
Am I echoing?
yeah,
Not
I
for
see.
like
you.
Yeah, you're echoing.
Not for like
Yeah, you're
Really?
echoing.
Hold on.
have you got a Twitch stream going on in the background or something?
Is it
Wait,
still
I'm
echoing?
sorry, my
So
Discord.
that is going to be
working.
one of the questions that we're going to go over, and well, it's not really a question; it's more of a statement. But we understand and we acknowledge that when it comes down to the tier 1/tier 2 scene, for one, you guys are stuck with the desert. Avatar's going to hit in a lot about that one. So, but yeah, go from there.
Avatar?
So, our next question for you guys is, why are you? Well, I mean, we kind of touched base. I know some of you guys said number limited.
Is that
But
the only reason
realistically,
why they
why?
choose T1 T2?
Yeah, I was gonna say like for T1 and T2s, is there any is that the only reason why you guys stay down?
Numbers,
T1, T2?
like
No.
Like just numbers?
if you don't have
No,
the
but
numbers,
also there's a
yeah, for me, it's
huge
the
fucking
numbers, bro.
alliance, bro. Like, that shit is. I'm not trying to get locked out, bro. Look, I gotta feed the chickens, man. You know what I'm saying? And if I go up to T3s, I'm most likely gonna get my ass whooped. And then I'm gonna be locked out on top of that. So we're not node warring, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to siege. None of that, bro. Like, we just gotta sit on our thumbs. Or, you know what I'm saying? We could hang out in T1s and T2s and actually eat a little bit and grow as a guild, you know what I'm saying, and become contenders to the point where we can actually go and do something and stand on our own 2 feet.
Plus, with the T1, T2s, you can't rely on your gear. You have to rely on your thumbs, and that's a lot more fun than relying on your gear.
That's
You have to learn
facts.
class, which is a big part of the game.
Cultivating great players this way.
No, I mean like I agree. I mean like I did like the caps for T1s and T2s, but there are also, and I know because I was there, there are also a lot of geared fighters in those guilds too. So it's like when you're saying like the 20 man.
Oh
for
yeah, my
the
core
Wednesday
is
nodes for like
strong.
30. Yeah, so I'm
But
like,
I only polled 23 people.
right. So I'm just saying, like, for those nodes that are T3 on Fridays, is it just because low numbers, or is it more of the, like, something like the Alliance, or what would hesitate you guys from placing more on the T3s?
Well, if you
Oh no,
own
as
a
soon as
tier
we
two,
hit numbers, we'll move up.
and if you own a tier two,
Like y'all
tier
can't
one,
pull close to full snow point.
See,
Plus,
for
if
us,
you own
it's a
a
bit
One at a
different.
time. You're talking over each other a lot.
sorry.
One at a time. You're talking.
No, you're fine.
Over each other a lot. And free shot. You still got an echo going on. Sorry, Amarath, what were you saying?
Well, plus, if you own a tier one, tier two, you on Fridays we can't go up to a 3. The game says no, you can't go down. You can't go up. You have to go down. So that's why you see 2 Ravens on the tier ones on Fridays. Is because we can't go anywhere else. There's no tier two.
So if you win early in the week, you literally just can't place T3s.
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't own the node. You have to not own a node to,
Got it.
place freely.
Gotcha.
And for us, it's a bit different because we transitioned into more of a learner guild, and I feel like people that are like we're getting a fresh impulse of players. I mean, the game constantly is, and for new players to get in, it's they're not trying to go straight to T3s, right? So we're taking in a lot of 560s to 600 gear score. They're coming out of Tuvala gear, and their
Right.
first interaction is T1, T2 node wars. And so I feel like that for us, like when we take in all these new players, is the best way for them to get involved in node wars because we like garnering the idea of bringing up people that enjoy PvP. They could have gear, right, they could be 680 plus and not even done node wars before. I mean, it's rare, but it happens. And so, that's a little different for us, but like some of the other guys were saying, like here, it's like hitting numbers to go up to T3s. I mean, that's the whole idea of guild growth is being able to hit those numbers and then go up, but there's other problems.
Yeah, agree for sure.
Yeah.
Are we missing anybody else? Oda, did you say anything about that?
I was just agreeing with everybody. Basically,
Okay,
just.
can you repeat the question again?
So the question was, why are you on a T1 or 2?
Oh, at least for electric, the core, we're just playing casually. I left the T3 scene because it was just too much effort at the time, so we're just playing casually. That's why we're here.
Okay.
What do you mean effort?
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Like you mean like coordinating to get there, getting players, like what's the biggest challenge?
It's usually, at least for the last time Electric was on T3s, I did everything. From building, talking, politics, keeping members in your guild, getting them paid, stuff like that. It was, for guilds that have teams, it's nice, but I just keep it casual because most of us just play casually till new content shows up.
No, I feel that.
You don't want to have to node war 5 days a week. You want to be able
That's
to have
another
freedom.
thing too. Oh my god. Yeah, before the no war changes, and we did no war 6 days a week, that honestly put a strain on my relationship. I'm not even gonna lie. Just getting Tuesday and Thursday, made a world of a difference for real. Because she's like, "Oh, you don't got nowhere today, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. I don't have nowhere today." You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So this actually benefited for you.
It did kind of lightweight benefit me. Like people are like mad, kind of, and I'm like, yeah. But in the background, I'm like,
I get to real life.
You know what I'm saying? Seriously. So yeah. Yeah, it's more casual on T1s for sure, but a lot of my guys are like egging me to go to T3s, and that is for they're like, I can't wait to go to T3s. They're like, I don't know, they're like starry-eyed and bushy-tailed with it. So I just.
Now is it because like they want to use more? I mean this in the best way possible because like I did do T1s recently with electric, and I mean I feel like people were tankier than before. And before the node war changes, and so is it because like they want to do a little bit more damage? Because for a while, like personally, when I wanted to do T3s in conviction, it was because I wanted to like just see what like taking more damage was doing more damage, as opposed to the politics and everything else that came with it.
Yeah, well, To be real, all of nowhere is capped all the way up to T5 or all the way up to T4, and then so I mean you're gonna be dealing with that for a while. You know what I mean? It's not like you're free from it once you get out of T2s. It's just the simple fact that you're locked into T1s and T2s if you win a node war. That's the real thing here. Like you can't go nowhere. Like you gotta know where there. And so there's no snipes really happening either. But there's a lot of nodes in T3 plus. Like they have a lot of nodes to share. And like Jamie was saying, like there's only so many guilds. There's not all that many guilds, so they're out there just like barely fighting a lot. But then they do have their fights too sometimes. But yeah, I'm here because it works for me. Like I'm trying to get my boys paid as much as possible. Like if anybody ever tell you like I'm just like really big into like giving people as much money as possible. And I mean, eventually we'll be leaving T2s because obviously winning node wars at a higher tier pays more to the guild, and that means I can do bigger guild bonuses. But the fact of the matter is, my guild is like half PvE, half PvP because I have a sailing aspect to it. So I have like, you know, more people that aren't as they're not like fighters, you know what I'm saying? But they still want to participate and they still want to help out. They're like, oh, we're not maxed out today. Like I can go to Node War, you know? So they show up. But you know, they're not always performing top tier either. So I have to like work on my group as a whole. But then I got my core group of guys that are always like top fragging, you know. And so yeah, it's really just a growing thing, and I'm not trying to rush anything. I hate going backwards as much as possible, and so like I'll just stay here and keep my warm and fuzzy until, you know, I feel like yeah, we can actually do this, so that way I can stay there and not be like, damn, this is crazy. We got to go back to T2s, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do that. Then that makes us look bad too. Like it's like, oh yeah, Frag had to go back to fucking T2s. No, bro, I'm not doing that.
No, I get that. Yeah, because especially when you step up from the T1, T2 scene, like it feels like things are faster because the TT, like the time to kill is faster because people are doing more damage. People are like are ripping bases apart.
Them Trina axes, they hurt on tier 1 and tier 2s. You leave two to three. Hey, you leave a 5-man party to go Trina axe a fort in tier 1 scene. That fort is going down. Like you got to be cautious.
There was techs in the past where sages were e-buffing, pulling out their axes, and I think they were just critting. There was something like that where they were doing disgusting damage.
But that's insanity.
Or give you new tech. Oh well.
Hey, yeah. Hey, we'll try it out.
We got the strats.
Yeah, we'll see. I like that though.
It. All right. Do any of y'all have anything else to say in terms of what Avatar asked y'all? Why are y'all?
I'm gonna need a read. Oh no, Lupio can never mind.
I'm sorry, I got here late, but I'm here now.
What's up, Chronic?
Chronic. Catch up a little bit.
Hey, so how are you?
Yeah. I mean, your shot caller kind of spoke a little bit about it on his opinion. So
yep. I'm sure Swift covered stuff, so we can go
pretty much what Avatar.
What do I do?
Oh, great.
You can stay here. I'll keep it. I'll keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, bro.
He's still in
just in case you fall asleep again, Chrono. He can just stay in here at this point.
Yeah.
So, but if you don't say nothing, Fang, then I'd leave it as that. But for right now, you good. But you can chill in here. Chrono, welcome, guys, for both streams, for myself and Avatar. If you don't know, Chrono is the GM for a Conviction. He's in here with us now. The shot caller's still here. He's chilling. He's kicking it with us. But yeah, we're gonna continue on. All right. So we're gonna start off at the top with two Ravens. I'm gonna go with. So I see a lot of you guys in server and world chat. Y'all are posting that y'all are recruiting for 650 plus gear score. Why do y'all ask that question when you're on the tier 1, tier 2 scene? Okay, 640.
Because just like everyone else, we want to move up.
Okay.
And you want to build your core. So yeah. Plus, if you're doing open world fighting, which we do, it's helpful. Plus, it's 640, or if you have a crack. So we kind of have that.
Y'all be competing against MP or whatever on the open seas?
You can't compete against MP on the open sea, so
Yeah, they have 60 characters. It's too much.
Nah, shout out to MP. I appreciate them. I worked with them for a while, and y'all probably seen me a little bit here and there with on the tier 1 scene.
Hell yeah.
But they definitely help out a lot of people, whether even if they don't even stay in their guild. I just needed a break.
We do the same thing. Yeah.
Y'all do the same thing. Okay, that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be sure to
have a
shout
couple
y'all
of our
out too.
sailors.
Whenever I know
Yeah, we have a
somebody that
couple of
wants to go for a
sailors go
Karak, I'm gonna be like, Frag does it, MP does it, and 2 Ravens. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been around for 2 years with our ocean-based guild, coming up on 3. Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, y'all keep at it because I would like to do more ocean content down the road.
I would love to do more.
Yeah, right.
I would love to
Last
see
time,
PA actually love on ocean content. That would
right?
be amazing.
Last time I did a little giveaway stream, and I tried to do some shit, and MP kind of just destroyed me. So like, if I can get some more people out there with some Karaks, then definitely, because I had a lot of galleases out there, but for sure. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and Charlie Mike it. Continue. Glyco, what is your input on as far as why is electric recruiting 650 plus gear score?
Well, for electric, I don't ask for gear score at all. I just invite people to the guild if they feel like PvPing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Savage. I love it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Casual guild.
Yeah, we conveniently have people that have been in the guild come back for a while, but it's usually, hey, you like to PvP and you like to play the game? Sure, man. I'll send you an invite, and that's about it.
Damn.
Damn, y'all super cool and right. Y'all pick and choose when y'all want to node war and all that shit. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, I fuck with Feed and Cry. It's one of my favorite people out there. He's still playing the caster shit and on top of that playing different games.
Boy.
So I definitely see that.
It's OP.
But okay, yeah. Anything else you want to add on to that, or is pretty much it?
Repeat the question.
So why is it? Don't worry.
Why? TikTok during this? What's going on?
No, you're good. You're good. Hey, I'm having a little bit of drink myself. At the end of the day, though, but what do y'all recruit in electric, and why are y'all recruiting? If y'all are recruiting, why are y'all recruiting at the gear score of 650 plus?
At least for 650, since we do have, at least we had, or we still do have decks that have gear. I'd like the people in my guild to be able to not get one-shotted in open world. So at least some form of gear score that you can fight back, but a specific gear score number, no. I think we have enough people that are between 700 and 740 that'll probably be able to help you out.
Okay, fair enough. And what about you, Chrono, from Conviction? How do you feel? Why is it that you're recruiting people at the lower gear score? I know recently, you were in the siege scene and you dropped back down for X amount of reasons, so why is it you feel like?
So for me, I originally started this guild as a learner guild. When we came in to T1s, it was very competitive. Almost felt more competitive than higher tier scenes at one point. Avatar was with me, and people like Avatar is the reason why I take people at lower gear score, because they have the potential to grow, a lot. And I have raised a lot of people inside Conviction. I'm really proud to say that, whether they stayed in Conviction or not. They did come into Conviction and come into a competitive atmosphere. We always encourage people to try to do the right things. Like, if you're trying to tap something that you shouldn't be trying to tap, if it ain't a backup, we on your ass. We saying something, we don't play under that. As far as, and I really kind of encourage other T1 guilds to actually give newer people a chance. I understand that. I understand the concept of what Amaranth is saying about open world GVGs. They do GVG a lot, so I can completely understand that. But right now, people can grow so much really fast nowadays. They just need to be around the right environment. You can't give people personal drive, but you can definitely put them in the right area if they're willing to learn. I really, and the reason why I kind of stepped down was because, just getting too many people that were not about being guild members and they just wanted to win silver. And it was literally showing in the way that, like, if I could take old T1 conviction and then give it the same numbers and then verse it up against T3, T4 conviction, T1 conviction's whooping that ass, bro. 100%.
I feel that. I fuck with it. And I appreciate it. I just want to say on my behalf, I appreciate all you guys that are, whether y'all are at the tier 1 up to the tier 3 scene, I appreciate you guys because at the end of the day, like when those players, whether they decide they want to stay or part ways, it's still, y'all pretty much groomed them. Y'all groomed Avatar. Look at him. He's in Sacred. Who would think? I want to see.
100%. And I will say, like, Avatar was actually quite pivotal in like conviction success. To be honest, he was right there with me and Swift, my advisor, every day. Like, we would argue for like 3 hours about how we did not.
Holy Janeway!
When we were like really top tier T1.
Oh
we were,
my
like,
days!
Every node war we went to, and it got to the point where there were some alliances we were fighting. And like, so the days we weren't trying to win because we could only win 3 nodes, like we were trying to get rid of them. And if we didn't get rid of them before like we went out, like we would have a hissy fit. We were really competitive.
Right. Hey, shout out to Zed.
Shout out to Conviction.
Check him out. No, I hear you though. That's what's up. What about you? Free shots from 2 Ravens. Why is it that you guys are recruiting at the 650 plus gear score average?
Well, I'm in True.
Oh, I'm sorry. True. Well, by the way, I have a couple friends over there. By the way, I see it seems like it's a fairly new guild. And I may be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I have a couple friends over there.
It's actually, well, actually, I'm gonna be real with you. We're actually an old guild. This guild's actually been around for about three years now, maybe a little bit more.
Right.
But it used to be called Sworn.
Oh.
I know most of y'all probably know what that guild is.
Long standing Sworn.
Yeah, bruh. You feel me? It was just, we did a whole rebrand, you know what I'm saying? We got a whole bunch of different people in now. We did a rebrand. People wanted to change the name. I never had my hand on the name when we first started this guild 3 years ago. Which I kind of wish I did, but it's cool. I have the old GM here now again. He's with me again. And we decided to do this rebrand and he was down for it. So, I had the support of the old GM and I think that's beautiful. It's beautiful. I gave him my my loyalty. He's helping me out, bro. And it's a beautiful relationship that we have and friendship,
throughout
really
the time.
Elder Reaper.
Appreciate it. Hey, on a real note, the time that I murked out into Magoria Pirates, you guys have made it fun for me on the tier 1 scene. When I was in hiatus, just taking a break from Siege scene. I will say shout out to you guys. Shout out to Suffer as well. I don't know. I won't get into the details with that guild, but shout out to them as well. But you guys definitely made it fun and competitive for sure. And all I will say for all of the tier 1 guilds is, y'all just got to definitely keep pushing and striving to become stronger. And then eventually, as you guys, whether you decide what y'all want to move up in the tier to, keep that same energy at the end of the day. Y'all are definitely crushing it at the end of the day. So, no, I appreciate it. Thank you. No, I appreciate you, dog. Free shot and the new guild, True. Y'all be sure to check them out. I have a lot of homies in there that are fucking geared as fuck for sure. What about all right, Phantom Troop? What y'all got to say?
With no GS requirement right now.
No. Okay. And why is that?
Yeah,
why do y'all feel like that?
Oh, we ain't got numbers for even T1 caps.
Damn, not even 20?
I only hit the caps on the... I only hit that cap. Is on Friday.
Okay, fair enough.
Other than that, we have, literally, I pull 23 every day, except Friday, because it's capped.
Okay. No, that's understandable. I mean, And I'm assuming y'all are casual guild too, right? Just
Yeah,
kind
like
of
are you
I
guys
just
mean, we take
teaching
Node
newer
War pretty
players?
seriously, but we teach them. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do
Okay,
Node
okay.
War
That's awesome.
practices, monthly tournaments.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff actually.
Okay. I mean, no, do your big one, man. If that's what y'all are doing, and then if people are willing to participate within the Fan Troop Guild, then by all means, you guys go ahead and handle your business, stand on business, and take care of your business at the end of the day. What about you, Oda from Frag?
We recruit at 6:30. I previously was recruiting a bit lower than that at I think 600, but I recently raised it um because I feel like Black Desert players get in the game and they get in some sort of like corporate ladder, and they feel like they gear up and they get in a guild and they gear up a little bit and then they leave that guild and go to another guild because it happens all the time in T1 and T2s, or at least in my guild it does, right? I got guys that are like, well, I'm just going to T3s, and they join Way to the Dawn or Ominous or whatever, and so yeah, I'm trying to get to the point where we can be in T3s, and so having a bit higher gear score requirement allows me to take on better players. Like, I understand the concept of taking lower gear score players to build like the numbers so you can make the participants, but there's also like teaching them how to even like get in a flame tower sometimes because they just don't know, you know what I mean? And you know that's a process all on its own. So you kind of get to circumvent that process a little bit when you raise the gear score requirement, because they've played the game a bit. They know how to do certain things, and even though I have to tell them to go get a trainer axe, you know what I mean? I don't have
Right.
to teach them how to mount things in the game or access the central market because they don't, they just don't fucking know. And this game is expansive, it's a lot to learn. So I'm trying to get past all of that. I did a lot of teaching for people, you know what I mean? And I'm thankful for everybody that came and went because we wouldn't be where we are today without them, At the
Right.
same time, I'm not trying to have people leave my guild to go do T3s and I'm knocking on the door. You know what I'm saying? I could just be there. And now it's no excuse. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're just here. We're here now. Now we're here. So.
Yeah, now, do you guys have a lot of like open world presence? Like, does that influence
not
your
really.
gear score requirements? Oh, okay.
So
No, we don't really have an open world presence like that. I mean, we're not doing like big GVGs like Two Ravens. Like, it's so funny because one time we were doing not even a GVG, just like a small fight with just like me and like 3 other guys at Stars End, and Two Ravens popped up, and they honestly just like swamped the scene, bro. Like, we were just like, fuck it, we're leaving. You know what I'm saying? It's just too many Two Ravens. Too many. You know what I mean? And that's fine, but I'm trying to get to there, right? That's where I'm trying to. So, hey, if you're listening to this podcast,
Oda, my guys like PvP.
hey, look, I'm trying to get like you. No, you're good. You set the example for my guys to follow, right? So if you're listening to this podcast and you like PvP and you want to help me out, come and join Frag. Thank you very much. Anyways, yeah, we recruit at
Hey,
6:30 because
No. Come join Two Ravens. Sorry.
okay.
Hey,
doing it.
if you don't mind, guys, if you don't mind, if I can say one thing real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. If y'all want to actually have fights in PvP, just deck true. Any of y'all.
Okay.
We would gladly fight.
And
we would gladly
all right.
have fun. GBGs. We can
See,
set
it's
up
not
even
about
fights. Whatever
for
y'all
us.
like.
It's not about getting to the fight. It's about having the people to do the fight. That's the thing.
Fair.
Like, going to No War is simple because it's at a specific time every day without fail, like except for daylight savings time, right? And when you sign into the guild, it says Node War on these days. Like, you can't miss it, bro. Every day they get a message spammed from Discord that says Node War are these days, like, and they can't miss it. It's at the same time. But GVGs are sporadic. You know, they just happen whatever, and like not everybody's ready for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I got a core group of guys that do fight, you know, but they might be at work. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, hold up, 2 Ravagers deck true? You guys are
Wait,
going at it
hold
live? Oh, shit.
Yo.
Hey, look. Like I said, you know, like we always accepting fights, man.
Okay,
We don't
okay.
fun decks, bro.
This is a
That's the whole
different
point of why we recruit what we recruit. It's because we have that open world presence. That's what
Okay.
we want. We want to be out here. You know what I'm saying? We always seeing Sacred and Nameless and used to be Flow and Arsha and not so much Panic as much, but they're starting to try and come out. You know what I mean? And you know, you seeing all these different guilds out here fighting, but it's like you never see T1 guilds out here fighting, as if
Right.
like we can't compete. You know what I mean? Because like you said, you just said like people are recruiting at lower GSs and they're just trying to fill in their roster so they can compete on the T1s and T2s, which I completely understand. But like when it comes to the situations like beforehand, before the deck system changes, right? Like you would have guilds just randomly decking you, you know, and you would have to fight it. You know, there was nothing really you could do about it. You couldn't try and undeck them if they still had the deck up. You're still fighting, my guy. So
Right.
it brought a different
that was
aspect
then.
to the game.
This
You know?
is now.
Yeah, I just want to say this is a
now.
different atmosphere from the Siege podcast because you got people decking live. They're saying, "Come here, join us." Instead, they're fighting. And then
No.
Electric, like, yeah, just
I
bring it
mean,
on if
us
you
and
want.
True are already decked with each other. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I actually went to try to deck right then and there too, and I was like,
well, yeah.
we're already decked.
We got plenty of decks right now.
I'm not saying you're not right.
And you know what?
Just saying that it's a different climate.
Can I also say something else to that comment?
It is.
Like,
You're
you know,
right,
we
but
have
that's
people
kinda
that
what
are
we wanna
coming in
do.
500, 560,
You know, we wanna
600 and
open
stuff
world
like that, but we
PvP.
still got a presence when we go up to GVG. Like, we can still go out there and scrap. We're still 660 average. Like, we don't care for losing. Just go out and have fun. Get the experience. It's gonna. I think open world GVGs are healthy and the best simulation that you can get as far as like simulating Node War, because there's gonna be open world. In the open world, there's like things and objects to get in your way. It's not flat like BA. So like taking a group and fighting out there is better practice than just going into a BA and, you know, trying to group fight or whatever, in my opinion.
This
I think
T1
one of
community
our
is still
funnest-
active.
I think one of our funnest GVGs was with Conviction.
Oh
And
yeah,
it was
over
that-
there in Hido. Yeah.
Yeah, where you guys brought your elephants and cannons, and I brought my boat, and our GM brought his boat, and it was just mass chaos, but it was the most fun GVG ever.
Wait, was that in
And-
front of the manor?
Yeah, you
Yes,
were
it
there for
was.
that.
I was there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
there
axing
for that. I
that
was
boat.
You axed my boat, but it was so worth it. It was so much fun. And then, you know, the people that were going by that was seeing the big crack in the Demi River, it was great. But it was probably the most fun I've had in the game. And period. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was definitely a banging fight. Like, can't complain on that one. There was a lot of us there. Y'all pulled up beat. I was like, woo, hold up. We woo.
Right.
So that was
All
the
right.
What do you
last one
think
for
we
you,
call on
right? So-
Server Chat?
oh.
All right. So
I had
real
an
quick.
interesting point the other day.
Okay.
Yeah. I heard an
Okay.
interesting point the other day. Is this true? Well, T1 Node Wars are seen for newer players, and your guilds are seen as an entry point for a player to learn about PvP and Node Wars and all that sort of stuff. You actually have some really stacked players in your guilds, and that's because they view T1, T2 as the end game, because they might be like 740 gear score, but they like the tier 1, tier 2 scene because they see it as gear not being so much of a consideration, and that interacting on a tier 1, tier 2 requires just a little bit more of a focus on some strategies or tactics and class knowledge, and that gear doesn't factor in so much. Is that true? Do you have a
Yes.
lot of stack in your guilds for that reason? They see
That
it
is
as the
true.
end game?
Well, then there's
I'm
one
not
more.
gonna say I know a lot of people, but there are people that are like that. Yes.
And there's one
Okay.
more factor
I
to
mean-
that too, because when you're in the higher tiers, they have more requirements. Like you have to be to 3 node wars a week. We require just one. You show up to one, you're good. You don't have to do 3 node wars a week in Siege. We understand that real life, like Otis said, his wife is happy that he's got Tuesdays and Thursdays off. As a wife, I'm happy we have Tuesdays and Thursdays off because I get to spend time with my husband that's not the video game. So that's one reason why we have ex-Siege members in our guild.
Yeah, and my experience since I came into T1s, like when I came into T1s, I felt like we were pretty much the ones on the chopping block because everybody else around us was by far had a way more experienced team than us. Like we, you know, even though they were smaller guilds themselves, like these guys knew what they were doing in comparison to us. We didn't know jack. You know what I'm saying? Issues Academy, like, you know, we didn't when I first came around, I would think it was just like us three mostly posting every single day on T1s, but like even then it was like very cutthroat. Like we would be fighting issues and then, you know, right when we're about to take issues out, Academy backdoor us or something like that, and it would just be like that every day, and then it grew. And it's like every guild that I've ever seen being super competitive in T1s, they had some type of strong core behind them, where these guys are not like just 630 gear score or something like that. Like they're 680 plus, 700 plus. Been on this game for a while, and I think that's a good combination for like, you know, strong people to teach like new people and stuff like that too.
Right. Agreed.
All right, so I'm going to move on with one of our next questions here, and I'll start at the top. So the question is, do you plan on moving up or staying? And if you're not moving up, why? We'll start with you, Amaranth.
Goal is to move up. I mean, the more we grow, the more we want to do. Plus, it's not fair to guilds like Phantom Troop if we're on the T1s every week locking them out. That's not fair to them because we want to watch other guilds grow. Because if other guilds grow, then we have more guilds to fight. So we for sure want to move up. But just like everybody else, it's numbers. When you get into the T3s and you've got 60, you have to have 60 members and you're fighting the other established guilds, then you have to worry about locking out, and then you have to worry about money for your players.
Right.
Because they're out. If you get locked out, you don't get paid.
No,
Are
that's
you all
understandable.
waiting for that though? Like waiting for max players, so like a 60-man node, you're waiting to have 60. I know quite often a lot of guilds I've been in, like we go and do a node war, or like it could be like a 50-man, but you could only have 30. Like we don't wait, like they're not necessarily max numbers. Is that what everyone's waiting for to move up? Like
Well, the problem
have the max
with
cap
that
numbers?
is because they've raised the max participants, and so like if somebody did come with an extra guild, then whatever that number, it could be literally double. You know what I'm saying? And you by yourself don't really stand a chance. You know what I mean? Like,
Did that happen though?
yeah, yeah, it does.
1-to-1? All right.
Definitely.
How do you feel about that, Glocko?
Well, for moving up, it's literally a numbers game. It's all a numbers game. If you can't bring 40 to a 40 man, no, maybe not to a 40 man, but since every other one's a 16, 18, 17,
right?
Not having 15 people, not having 20 people, unless you're like you're smarter or your players are better, you're getting smoked.
Yeah, okay.
20 people is huge.
Okay, what about you, Free Shot?
Free shot from True. What's up?
Well, what's up, brother man? How you doing? I feel like for us, like moving up is most definitely a topic. We've talked about it multiple times. And it's also another reason why we do recruit, how we recruit. Just like other guilds had said, it's all about how you build your core, your foundation, you know? And that's kind of something that we went back to. So that's why we're still in T1s for real. We're trying to build back up our core, which we have a really solid core now, but now it's kind of filling in those gaps, you know, because just like PT was just saying, we have trouble pulling the numbers as well. Like most 30 mans, we pull about 20 to 25, you know? We do max out on the Friday most of the times. There has been times we pulled like 18. You know what I'm saying? On this last Monday note, we had 16 people, you know? So, I mean, there's times like we have people, sometimes we don't. It's a lot of schedule conflictions, which is what we're working around now. But, and the reasons to moving up, it's really just people. You know, we're trying to fill in those gaps, but a lot of people that do have that kind of a gear score, like 650 or up, most of the time they do want to go to T3. You know, that is kind of like the problem. You know, people do want to use their gear, which is completely understandable. That's why we grind this game. You know, we want to use our gear. But the way that the game is going, everything's starting to get capped as it is. So, I mean, if everything is going to be capped, I'd rather try and get more experienced players that, you know what they're doing on the field compared to actually just getting a bunch of new players on the field and then having to teach over and over and over again like I used to back in the day. Like there was a point in time when that was all I used to do. You know, I just used to sit here and help people day in and day out, and I wouldn't even benefit myself. I would literally just sit here and make sure that they're taken care of. There was times I never got to grind or anything.
Only for them to join another guild.
I was gonna say for you specifically then, as you guys get more numbers, so it's just numbers for you. Like when you guys get more active players, that's when you're gonna go up. No, it's not gonna be like you're trying to build your core, this and that. It's just if you get more active members, boom, you guys are going and just sending it.
I mean, we can't just like straight up send it, right? Because we do have one other thing that we need to do down here in the T1, T2s real quick before we do push back up. But that is the plan. It's really just a numbers game for us. Like I said, we have the gear to move up now if we really wanted to.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hey, y'all be sure to check out Drizzy.
We do want to move
Drizzy's
up.
hilarious.
Progress further
When he does stream BDO,
tiers.
you definitely want to tune in on this
wanna
guy, by the way. He's
kind
funny
of see
as
what some
hell.
of these siege guilds have to offer, bro. Like competition wise, we're having a lot of fun fighting some of them open world as well. Because we don't get to see.
That's true. I see your guys' ball groups out there, like fighting in groups by giants. That is one I've run into a couple times.
Yeah, we be all over the place, G. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do try to make sure everybody's being respectable, though. That is something that I do really bite hard on. Like, I don't want a toxic group. That's not what I'm looking for. I really do want a chill group. People that we can really call friends and family. Just enjoy our time with. Because that's what we're pretty much doing. We're spending all this time on the game with each other. So for me, it's really about building those friendships and, just having fun. That's my main thing. I just want everybody to be enjoying themselves. Like you said, T1s can be fun. They really can. But if no one's enjoying themselves, we wouldn't be here, honestly.
Yeah, true. I mean, like you guys have a lot of guilds that are fighting like on those T1, T2. So it's kind of, in the siege scene, there's you probably name like 5 to 6 of them, and then outside of that, you don't have like 16 siege guilds that are all just placing together or anything like that. So you guys are very active. Oda from Frag, what about you guys?
Repeat the question.
Do you plan on moving up or staying? And if you guys aren't moving up, why?
We're moving up. We are. I don't want to, but it's kind of like I have to in a way. So there's that. So yeah, we are going. But as to why, it's because my guildies are asking for it. That's what the people want. You give the people what they want. You know what I mean? And the majority of them are saying, yeah, we want to go to T3s. But of course, we're not ready for that, and they know this. So, and that just comes down to like how we node war and like in our teams and like having like the elephant, like we were talking about having an elephant. You know what I'm saying? Like having the things available to us, or the tools available to us to actually participate in full capacity. Like, yes, it is a numbers game, and that's half the battle. That's honestly like 75% of the battle. But the other 25% really needs to be on point, and then everybody really else that just joins can, get in where they fit in, because they see everybody else doing it. They could just jump in and do it right. But teaching people over and over is honestly like insanity, bro. Like I can't do it no more, man. Like
only get
I
to
don't
do it a
mind teaching
couple.
people, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like I need I need a break from teaching people. Like,
No, I understand. I mean, like
No, I feel
for
it.
me
I feel
personally,
it.
if it wasn't Conviction, and I think at the time it was like Academy that were taking in new players that were teaching people, and then like kind of pushing them through. If those guilds weren't there, I don't think I'd be here, like enjoying PvP as much as I am, learning like the fundamentals or like being so objective heavy. And you really don't see a lot of that in the end game.
yeah.
Can I add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I just thought about it. And it's going to be kind of a blunt answer to the question. Another part of it is the alliances and the political side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know personally we wouldn't be able to take on the whole Nameless Alliance with the 40 of us.
And if
then
you
you
don't
add the
mind,
political aspect.
Okay, so I'm going to say something really controversial, and I don't really mean it to be mean, darling, at all, and I'm not trying to come at you. But
Here we go.
I hear,
Oh, no.
yeah, right, brace yourselves, buckle up. So I hear that a lot, that people don't want to move up to tier 3s, whatever, because Panic and Nameless and Sacred and whatever. But then you've got your own really strong alliance, and you move down, and then you take that effect down to the people who are on tier 1, tier 2s. So there's like that. Like, I don't know. I just want to put that out there.
And
I can talk on that.
Well, hold on. Let me just clarify. What is that effect? What effect are you talking
Hold on.
about?
Let me.
I mean, I could talk on that.
You definitely could. I'm going to let you go, and then I'll make my point.
So for us on Sundays, there's a lot more T1 and T2 nodes. There's 4 total. So everybody gets more spread out. We win Fogan's. Monday, Conviction Electric locks us out.
Oh. I was expecting.
That's
I'm not gonna lie.
That's my week.
I was expecting
we win on
different deal.
Sunday.
Okay.
That's my week. We win on Sunday and get locked out on the 30-man.
Okay, so now obviously, I believe in there's always two sides, right?
Yeah. So
I mean, so like I'm not. Oh, just real quick, I'm not stating my opinion on that. That's just what happens.
No, it's facts. Yeah. And you state the facts, right?
So I'm gonna put it like this. So for me, as I was saying earlier, Conviction grew in a very competitive atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? When I pushed, at one point, I don't know how many people actually know this history or not, but I at one point pushed for a tier 1 Discord before all the changes that started to happen into T1s, and I felt like after all the changes,
I think I was in it.
Yeah, all the people that changed, all the changes that happened, kind of made it not necessary. And then because everybody was down to 1 node, but before it was there was a lot of tier 1 nodes, and after I started getting the tier 1 nodes a bunch of attention, along with I'm also a credit Dez. I'm a credit Dez in Issues is now in Sound, I believe, and Pink and Wabs from Academy absolutely helped me crush that. Jane gave us the shout out and all that, and we did successfully get more people, I feel like, personally, to come to T1s, and seeing a lot more guilds. Obsidian was one of them, Ultimate Cavalry, Vegdrisser. You started to see like a lot more guilds, Hellspawns, all of them. And it was very, very dog eat dog. And the point I'm getting at here is that's how Conviction moves. We play, and also I know Electric has that experience because they were a top seed guild at one point. So like they play kind of like in similar fashion to us, except they have a lot more experience on their roster for sure. But like we know how to move things. We're just teaching that to newer players. And so we're doing that. We do pre-CTG, we do all that, and we do aim to go for the kill, because that's how we go. Like the faster you could kill a base, the better you put yourself in a position to actually get to the end, especially when it started to be like 10, 15 guilds in a row. Now, do I agree with the lockouts? No. And be honest, me and Glyco were having a conversation the other day in Discord that we were talking about because we are working together, and counter to things because we have been jumped and locked out multiple times because you just can't handle, conviction before the changes with the barricades and stuff when it just dialed down to like one node every day. We were taking on 1v3s every day. Avatar would tell you, like, we just had that aggro. When we started to get really good and you start to become dangerous on T1s, you become the target. Like it happens to everybody that comes down on T1s. If you're the strongest or considered the strongest, people know you could just mow down bases. They're going to target you. You can ask Art when he was leading Menace down there. We didn't even have to communicate with each other, and we didn't communicate with each other. Me, Curse, everybody automatically jumping the shit out of Menace because none of us can handle you 1v1, so we're just gonna zerg you. We don't have to even communicate on that. We're like, oh, Curse is here, let's go to this side. It's just a very cutthroat, like, that's just how we are. But we do not want to cause problems for guilds to have things like that. Really, I don't want to lock people out. It's not really fair. My problem is I don't want to slow my guys down neither. Like, we just blow up your base and then, we can have another guild at our base. So it's like, do we back down now? But I don't want to do it no more though.
I hear.
So
Okay, so
fundamentally,
give me one
the
second.
lockouts
Fan
provide
True.
like their own whole problem.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
And that's another.
They do, and it's a problem on the higher nodes as well. Don't get me wrong. So I completely understand what you're saying, but what I will say, just to clarify, and for myself and Avatar, right? Can you guys explain, like, what is your alliance? Who does your alliance consist of, right? Because some people in chat, they honestly don't know. So starting from top to bottom, we'll go with you, Amaranth.
We're in an alliance with MP, Frag, and MMR. The difference, and my point that I was going to make a few minutes ago about our alliance is, yeah, we're T2. We go down to the T1 on Friday because we want fights.
Right.
Our alliance has actually won the node and given the node to a T1 guild. Cloak and Dagger being one of them. We won it. They were still standing. We're like, we're going to walk off. You guys come take our base. And it kind of gives that T1 guild an extra boost in morale because, hey, they finally won a node. They've been fighting all week. They finally won a node. Yes, we do take them on some weeks when we need them. Like, say, week's Conviction and Electric has stopped us from getting all of our nodes. We will take the Friday one if we need it for a guild for Siege.
And there has been times where we had a, Conviction was by ourselves and we weren't with Electric. And when we first came back down to T1s and, we went up to a T2 and y'all were all there and y'all locked us out. So it's happened to us too. And it sucks for everybody. I don't really think it's, sometimes it's intentional. Like, I ain't gonna lie when we're fighting up against y'all because, obviously, we fight MP and all y'all over like nodes and stuff like that. And sometimes it's kind of the play to have to lock one of you out because it's 4 of y'all and 2 of us. And, we don't take y'all lightly. So, we take y'all seriously in a way. So, but, that is one strategy for us when we're down that many guilds,
Right.
But
And that's
at the end
fair.
of the day, lockouts ain't personal. Yeah, I don't think lockouts are on a personal level. It's not.
Right. It's definitely and I will say it on a siege perspective, right? If you were to lock out a guild, it's for a strategic play. It's because when it comes down to, for us siege guilds, right? And I'm just speaking on the siege scene. My bad for flip flopping the story. But when we when we lock out a guild in the siege alliance, we're doing it because it gives us the better upper hand for us to have a winning chance in the siege scene. And I'm assuming the same applies with the tier 1 and tier 2 scene, right? So
technically, yeah, but
I don't think you should be able to place on Siege if you're a T1 guild.
Yeah, I don't know how they expected a T1 guild to even beat a T5
Well,
guild just because they won
I
Node War one day a week.
so what I
It's
will
fucking
say
insane.
about that, right, is it's a mechanic in the game, right? If a guild, if any of you guys decide that you guys want to place on the siege scene and support any alliance on the siege scene, it is definitely out there that, okay, if we support these guys, we're guaranteed money. And a lot of you guys have already admitted that,
Well,
if we're
yeah.
guaranteed money to support our guild, then we're gonna by all means take it, right? So by all means, I'm no hate against you guys. If there's a siege guild that's reaching out to you guys, that's gonna ask you guys to do that shit, by all means take that shit. Cause and I'm for it. Me personally. If no one else is reaching out, if there's only one siege guild that's reaching out to you guys to that, when it comes down to the silver per hour, then by all means take that shit. Because it is an in-game mechanic.
I agree.
Well, then that would mean that they were promoting alliances then, right?
I mean, they are, but because when it comes down to siege, right, there's a reason why you have to flag up for siege.
Right.
For most part, most siege guilds, especially currently, what we have right now, if we were to take the number one guild, nobody's gonna 1v1 them for a castle without getting farmed. You have to have an alliance. Siege, as of right now, and if Pearl Abyss decides to change it, as of right now, Siege is built off alliances. And unfortunately, in order for you to have alliances participate into the Siege scene, you have to have a Node War W, correct? So at the end of the day, if somebody decides to hey, literally last minute recruit you because I see you have a dub and you can participate in Node War, then by all means, that's on them. Go ahead. If it's benefiting your guild and receiving more funds, go ahead and do what you got to do. Perception will always be there, but at the end of the day, you're doing what's best for your guild and what can potentially make them have more funds, correct? So,
yeah.
I mean, with us, if they would reach out and be like, hey, we see you're on Medaya this week. This is, we're going after these guilds. If you want to help, you got placement, we'd be like, cool.
right.
All they have to do is reach out.
And I just
I think they need to add
the T1 guild that because we started doing siege stuff based off of we originally started with T1 and then we ended up talking with Sacred and we were still on T1 when we started with Sacred. It's kind of funny because at that time we were people were nicknaming us Baby Sacred because we were on top of T1s.
Yeah, and I can see the hate.
And the move over was a kind of a rough transition because you do run into guilds like Flow. You do run into guilds like Nameless. We did get locked out by Flow a couple times who pre-CTG on our base.
Right.
But you got to roll with the punches, and that's just kind of the atmosphere. This game is not an easy game. You're gonna have to go through trials and tribulations. And when I took that step over, it was we were strong, but at the same time, there was that different gear gap level. You know what I'm saying? And it's difficult. It's definitely hard, but there is other guilds you can fight. And I feel right now, an atmosphere where they have I think they got Revolt. They got a bunch of guilds that did move up recently, that are up there doing T3s and stuff now. So
right now we have Margoria Pirates, MMR, and 2 Ravens as one of the alliances. Is that correct?
With Frag,
And
yeah.
Frag.
Yes, Frag.
And Frag. Okay. So the second one being Electric and Conviction. Is there any other ones with you guys?
No, it's just us two.
Okay. And then let's see. For True, you guys are on T1s also, right? And who are you guys allied with?
Well, that's the thing. We're not really allied with anybody. We just now decided, hey, this is getting out of fucking hand. That's why we just now decided, yes, we're gonna find this one guild, which we have now. We've been working kind of hard on that, but it's actually Eternos. We've been trying to help them out because they're kind of in the same situation, right? Just like you said, alliances in the game, especially for T1s, in my opinion, it kind of ruins things for smaller guilds, especially since there's only one 20-man node. right? So for those smaller guilds that want a T1, like, since Friday is 15 to 20 guilds deep, that's a lot of guilds that don't show up through the week on these other nodes because, again, they can't pull the numbers. They don't want to get locked out, So in my opinion, I feel like when they get to that Friday node, it's just not the funnest, man. I know for some guilds it could be fun, but let's say we was a new guild, right? One of those newer guilds, right? And we pulled our 20 people, cool. But as soon as we load into the base, you got one guild outside the no war zone ready to pounce on your fort. You got 2 other forts close to your fort. So then when you load in, you got 3 guilds on your fort. Like, what you supposed to do with these kind of caps? You know what I'm saying? It's already that difficult doing it with 2 guilds. But 3 is just out of hand. You know what I mean? So dealing with this treatment on a weekly basis, because this is more than just a week kind of thing. We've been dealing with this for months now. So this is also another reason why I went away from going towards the newer players to getting more experienced, geared players, because we want these fights. If you want to bring these kind of fights to our doorstep, best believe we're just going to get more prepared for them. At the end of the day, that's pretty much how it needs to be. But for these newer guilds that just want to try and war, man, like, it's demoralizing for them to load into a base and see your fort already at 50%, bro.
Yeah,
like,
no, I agree. I definitely agree. I mean, like, well, I'll say this after, but Phantom Troop. Who do you guys ally with?
Yes, sir. Nobody. We don't. We're not with anybody, and we don't like alliances, so we ain't about it. We'll deal with it because other people gonna ally, but we just gonna fight y'all.
So then, like, just touching back on another question, talking about like the T3s and stuff and the alliances. T1s weren't always like, they didn't always have alliances. There were guilds that were breaking alliances, right? Like some of the guilds that I'm like hearing now, it's actually kind of wild seeing that there is an alliance.
Yeah, so originally,
because we used to break them.
We, as I understand it, before I was advisor, we were originally part of the fucking problem and made an alliance so we could deal with conviction because they were kicking our ass, as I understand it. But our stance, like now, a year and a half later, is we're just not going to ally with anybody and we're going to fight all the alliances. People are going to ally because of the way the game functions, and we're just going to deal with it. We'll fight you on your stick. Like, there's no alliance system in the game, thankfully.
Right.
So I'm going to fight Electric on Conviction Stick. I'm going to fight Magoria on 2 Raven Stick. I'm going to make you hit your friends' structures so I kill your base faster. And on Fridays, we just play the game. I take out one person from one alliance, one person from another alliance. I help Frag take this guild out, so now it's all an even playing field, and now I can create a free-for-all, and now I can win.
And
that's why we went on Sundays.
I'm a lot stronger than before. Like, you guys definitely are going crazy.
My core is really strong, bro. My core is really strong. I got a lot of 700 plus motherfuckers. Yeah, I picked up all the Somnium guys except for a couple.
They had the numbers, man. I wouldn't like Somnium.
Yeah, I picked up a lot of them boys, and they're strong as fuck, and they want to move up, but when I'm only pulling, like, the plan is I'll just say it, once we hit 30, we're going on to T2s. We'll deal with being like 10, 15, 20-ish under and just fight.
Yeah,
we're okay with it. Like, it's just how it is. Like, my guys are way more mad at Conviction and Electric than I am. I understand how it is. I've been around since the Flag Up days.
Yeah, on my end, bro, I do apologize because I know we did lock PT and we did lock True recently. Like I said, it's more of like our competitive nature. We want to move things and get things done fast.
I mean, genuinely, from my perspective, bro, it is what it is. Like, you guys are just trying to win. My guys are going to get mad about it because they want to fight. But like, I understand how it is. I
You
lead
got
a
on the
guild too.
perspective though of like, Conviction was the #1 anti-alliance at one point. Like,
Yeah,
did not
y'all
ally
were
with nobody. No matter
our
how hard it
entire.
got,
The
no matter
flip
how
is
hard it
really
got.
interesting. You know what I mean?
And now it's like when we tried to move back down to T1s when things started to look bad, and literally we got plotted on immediately. It seemed like, and there was 5 guilds at our base right off the rip, and we got locked out. And a couple more times we got locked out. Then a couple more times we got locked out because we just pull aggro like that. People see Conviction now on T1s, and they're just like, we got to get them. And then
I mean, I can't leave y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we just click.
If I leave y'all too long, you might take me.
But you know what? This is what.
And there's no cap.
Right
like,
here. There's a lot of chaos you could take advantage of, and that's the part that I miss with the old T1s. Like if I could get like the old T1 guilds in the atmosphere now, like T1s would be crazy, absolutely crazy. But I will say the scene looks a lot healthier in my opinion, even though I know there's some drawbacks going on right now for Guild Alliance, us two moving very efficiently, and we do get cutthroat and go for the win. Like, we don't play no games when it comes to winning. Like,
so of all the alliances, is that all of them? Is there any other guilds?
I think that's pretty much it. I wouldn't really point fingers. Sometimes you have to start to learn.
I don't know if the BR Alliance is still a thing, but I haven't seen any of those guilds that were a part of it for a while.
I don't think
haven't been noteworthy.
Significant anything going on, as far as I would tell, because I had to get good at telling that, because it was like Conviction would have to figure out if are these guilds just being smart and trying to jump us because we're the strongest in their eyes or whatever, or is it an actual alliance fighting us?
Well, like some of the stuff that we asked, like saying about talking about the alliances and everything like that, the same thing is happening on T1s. I mean, like just looking at what you guys named, you have a 4-man alliance, 2 2-mans, and a solo, right? So the discussion of like we're being locked out, this and that, like T3s and up, like you guys could bring this higher. I mean, this is the same thing that's happening here, so I don't even see how that was a reason to not go up.
They need more 20-man nodes, because I understand their perspective of like, part of what made us good Avatar was the fact that we could node war every single day, and we went there, whether we got our ass kicked or not, we learned plays off of fighting other guilds, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, damn, they did this move, oh, they posted that base right there. Like, you gotta, if you're gonna have brand new people, you gotta be able to like stimulate their brains with this stuff like every single day. Like, I did it to you. You learned all the ins and outs of like running the guild and doing the whole cannons and shot calling, and you already know how I run my defense very seriously and all that. Like, all this stuff. You learned it in Conviction, and as we were learning it kind of in a way too, because you came when we really started really pumping everything up. Like, but they don't have that now. Like, T1 shouldn't be able to have a lockout. At the bare minimum, T1 should not have a lockout, and it should have more 20-man nodes, so that way starter guilds actually have a chance to fight.
But, like, I wouldn't say realistically, your guys' lockouts sound worse because your bases are weaker. You guys have
it's terrible.
Stronger players. You guys still have smarter players that are leading your groups.
Yeah, so
right?
the fastest we've ever killed a base is 18 seconds.
Yeah, the powers are paper.
Easy.
Yeah, like been doing that in T4s and 5s.
Like, we can kill a base in 18 seconds.
Like the
we actually
had iron
did it to.
Now you can't. It's just a body bag routine at this point.
I think we did it to Dark Hand on Sunday, because we were getting it was smart as fuck. They were teaming on us with a couple other guilds, and then I just sent my flex over there with their axes. Killed them in under a minute.
Well, and it would be nice to have some more T2 nodes. I mean,
nodes in general, yeah.
T2s, we have 3 days a week we can node?
Mm-hmm.
And then we have to go down to the T1 on Fridays if we want to node. PA kind of has us strapped that way. We have no choice. I mean, we could choose not to do tier nodes on Friday, but that's not fair to the T2 guilds. And that's the reason why there's weeks that we actually do give
the node away. Let me, can I ask this question real quick? Let's say other guilds do come up to T2s or whatever. Would you give them an opportunity to
maybe 1v1 frag or maybe 1v1 y'all or something like that for the node war, and actually give them like experience a fight and not lock them out. Because I feel like a lot of the guilds could probably try out some T2s, but I think they're afraid because you guys are usually there.
I mean,
think the only one.
if they reached out to Two Ravens and was like, hey, on Sunday we want a 1v1 you on the Valencia node, we'd be down for it. I would bring it to the Alliance, obviously, but it'd be like, hey, you know, so True wants to 1v1 us Sunday for the T-Man 20 or T2 30 man. Are you guys cool with stepping back and letting us do this?
I mean, you know, as long as like something's like let me know about it, and I'm cool, whatever. It doesn't really matter. You know, we used to do that before, but you know, understand people are trying to get their notes too, so you gotta understand if other people pop up. But
I mean, look at
I'm just
you
more
guys
speaking on letting the
and
opportunity
Hold on,
like
let me
not
let me
lock
butt
people
let
out.
me butt in that. Let me butt in that real quick. So then, why? Like, if everybody's wanting fights, why are people having to ask to place on a fight? So now you're like forcing people to sit back down. And I mean it's the best way possible. I don't want to like feel like I'm attacking you or whatever. But if everyone is trying to set up fights on nodes, or at least just like place and have node war with no alliances, I mean, like, if I'm a T1 guild and I'm looking at a 4-man alliance that is gonna just destroy my whole fort, I'm not placing on T2s, right? So why would we have to ask for fights? Why can't everybody just place together?
I mean, the reason why I said ask for fights is so that our alliance would step back and go to the other node. That way it would be a fair fight. We're on the T2s because the T1 guilds got all together and decided to do this whole anti-alliance thing, and it got really toxic. And it kind of got this atmosphere of merge with us or quit the game. And we're like, nope. We're going to go ahead and go up to the T2s and get away from that toxicity.
Well, I'll say that presence, whatever. I'm kind of aware of that whole thing. I'm not gonna. That's part of what got us locked out when we moved down. Me and you actually had the conversation. You gave me the warning, kind of actually, because I know you. But appreciate that. But yeah, you know, I don't think that's down there no more. So like, I don't know about the 4 guild alliance. I think 2 people working together. You know, and I'm not even saying that for myself. Realistically, not a bad idea if there's like 15 people on a node sometimes, but it's really not necessary. It's like you just gotta, people actually gotta calm down. T1s is not like just stepping stone material. Like, it is very cutthroat. Like, you can't just leave your base at the wrong time and then go attack a base and then have a ball come at your base when it's like an hour in. You don't have good respawn timers. You gotta play everything smart. So, and you gotta do everything quick.
And you've seen it too, Chrono, where we have dropped down to the T1 and it's just one guild. It's just one of us.
Yep.
We don't always work together. It's just one of us.
Someone in the waiting room? Does anyone mind if PKG
joins?
He would like to really share. Yeah? Does anyone?
No, he can join.
However, I'm going to have to dip here to prep for Node War. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
About that.
Good luck.
Ray, thanks for coming.
Hey, shot caller from Conviction. Shout out. The GM is actually still here.
Wait, what? Sorry, what?
Okay. Hey,
have a good one, guys.
Good luck, my love.
Yeah, we're bringing on
Hey,
PKG.
You said that you really wanted to offer an opinion.
It's also the Daddy Flex League.
I forgot what the conversation was though, but I want to ask Chrono.
Oh my god.
Why are you in the alliance on T1s when you preached before that we would never join a T1 alliance?
Like I said, you know, we come down and we get jumped, and we can't do the same things that we did. But we're not capable of defending the base like we used to. It's just, we can't. It's not the same. It's literally not. And we literally getting jumped all the time and getting locked out, and that's not healthy for my guild. So at the end of the day, I've always evolved to what needs to be done, and that's what happened. But I've also had the conversations of not trying to lock out people with glycol, because I really don't feel comfortable per se when I'm doing it. But at the same time, I'm not really aiming to lock people out. It's just there.
I'm just being efficient at what we doing. I'm looking out for Conviction's best interest, and that's, getting my guys to perform and kill bases at a top level. You know what I'm saying? And that's all we're doing. That's pretty much it. And we don't even just pass the node to each other. We pass the second node to each other. But other than that, us and Electric fight for it. We don't do none of that passing shit. We straight up fight.
What about from True's Alliance? Because we've heard.
Wait. You say you don't want to lock people out, but I've watched Vray stream, and y'all are pre-staging almost every node war, locking people out.
And I've already had a conversation with him about that on multiple occasions now about Amplify, because I don't think Amplify should have been locked out. Phantom Trooper and True, I kind of consider them at a higher level. I know them both for a long time, and they're both actually a lot stronger than they used to be, in my opinion. I can't just go up to them no more and wipe them down. It's not like that no more. They're scrapping. You know what I'm saying? They got a strong team. If I leave my base alone around Phantom Troops Flex right now, they're taking my shit out. Sometimes like having Electric coming around there and be able to peel when we're nearby each other is like the only way. If I didn't have that, we'd be done. And it's just how it is right now. If I didn't have that much aggro where I'm not gonna get like 2-3 guilds attention, then I probably would have never started doing this. But it's not the same, bro. And that I was very anti-alliance. You know that about me.
I know, that's why I'm
T4 has changed my perspective on all that though, because we weren't able to survive on T3s and T4s without an alliance, and it kind of seemed the same way when we came down to T1s again. And I really needed to reboot my people fresh. I'm tired of like the old batch of people. I'd rather build off the new people and teach them and play the longevity game, and then move back up to T3s when they build up, and bring them with me like I did before. Because we were kind of ready with the people that I already grew in Conviction at that time. So just restarting that now, basically, that process.
So we've heard from 2 of the alliances. What about True? I know Eternals isn't here to really kind of give their half, but
well, like I said earlier, we just formed this. Like we've technically only worked on one node together, and so this is actually like literally brand new. We've literally been fighting off alliances and all this stuff the entire time, just like PT has. It really has not been no difference in our guild from there.
Yeah, there was a lot of solidarity there.
Yeah,
You were talking to
like,
Dank, and that was cool.
Yeah, bro, because like I said, like we all see kind of like what the real problem is. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what we're kind of trying to attack right now, man. We just want everybody to have fun on the nodes, man. You know what I mean? Like Sunday, it's lit. You know what I'm saying? Like us, PT, some of the other guilds that show up, we just kind of have free-for-alls, bro. Like it's lit. You know what I'm saying? Academy. Like even on that day, we did not work with Eternos. You know what I'm saying? Like they was having their own thing. But it's really on Friday is when me and Eternos, we got together and we tried to fight that. You know what I'm saying? Which I actually think it worked pretty well. Like I know some of the other guilds was going around doing their thing too, but I'm pretty sure their, MP and all them, their alliance didn't win that week. It was like Electric or something, Which
so you feel like there's like a necessity to have to form an alliance now on T1s?
No, I wouldn't say a necessity. I would say it's more for, like I said, the mission, right? Like I want everybody to enjoy themselves on the nodes again. Like I don't want alliances all over the place. If we have to make one to destroy one, that's what it is.
I mean, so
then that's just adding.
This is what I'm saying. Our alliance is kind of the counter to MP alliance. So like on Fridays, we're not really aiming to target y'all most of the time, unless like it's something where you guys start attacking our base or something like that, like in the middle of us. Because I could say personally on Fridays, I'm not aiming for True. I'm not aiming for Phantom Troop. I'm not aiming for Eternals or Bazooka, Void Walkers, all these other guilds that show up. I'm aiming for MP Alliance every time.
Right.
Exactly. Every time. That's what I'm saying. And that's exactly what we do every Friday. But this last Friday, like I said, we had 3 guilds on our fort as soon as we loaded in.
Yeah, you guys were at
It
a
was
hot.
Frag.
You were at a very active
It was
area.
MP,
That's
and it
what
was Electric. Like literally.
Yeah, we were locked
and
out
we had
last
to
week.
fight that off. Yeah, like we had to fight that off the entire time, bro. Like literally.
But wait,
until
my
we
question
got
is,
the guilds
why?
off of us.
I'm sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. What's up? That's your question.
No, I'm really just curious why you guys are like, screw everybody else. We're going to MP. Like what? Like why is that?
Because you guys have 4 guilds on your
well-
side. What do you mean?
Yeah, bro. Like, I mean, if we
well,
don't
you guys
end up
kept saying
taking out.
Mongolia.
Well, hold on. Let's get one at a time real quick so everyone's not just talking over each other. No, you're fine.
Well, no, I heard Mongolia. I didn't hear like the alliance. You know what I'm saying? And I heard Mongolia twice. That's why I was just wondering like why Mongolia. But
It's really not a personal thing. It's just literally you guys have 4 guilds and that's it. Like if you guys didn't have 4 guilds, I don't even think if you guys didn't have a 4 guild alliance down there, I don't think us and Electric would be working together.
Okay, fair enough.
Now, respectfully, I have a question, Colonel. If you're after our alliance, then why are you on Monday locking out T1 guilds if you're coming after our alliance?
When we run into y'all, because we're also not trying to like have to deal with that every day neither. At the same time, like who really wants to fight a 4 guild alliance on these shitty ass? Like it's not. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, we have approached y'all a couple times and we do lose. Like we're not afraid to challenge y'all, like at all. It's not even that. But like every day we take an opportunity, we get our notes, just like any other guild would do. As far as locking out, like I said, I've already had a discussion with Glyco on a personal level. Like we don't want to lock out no guilds, so if we gotta make some time to do some other things, that kind of bites us in the ass too, because that opens up opportunities for people to shift momentum our way also. And that's another thing. Like sometimes, node wars are like, especially on T1, it's like a tug of war. It's about who's getting their ball quicker over to the base. It's about whose flexes griefing the enemy base better. You just gotta play smart. That's all we're doing. We just play tactical. That's it. It's really nothing, no other reason than that. If anybody ever feels that it's some type of thing, it's really not. I don't have nothing against Phantom Troop. I don't have nothing against True. I don't have nothing against nobody. Like, I'm just trying to get my guild to actually learn how we perform at the level that we perform at. And that's how we always did. You guys know on T1s, like, we went through, 14 bases in, an hour?
Right. Back in the day.
So,
conviction.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how we perform. It's not about, unfortunately, just the lockouts now. That's not something on my end. That's something that PA needs to understand is not healthy for new guilds. It's really not. I do understand because I've been on that end.
It doesn't sound like it's a good thing when your base's health is low.
Yeah.
But then I have to crutch myself because you guys will, we're a strong guild. So you guys will come and try to zerg us. So you guys can sit there and be like, oh, we won't zerg conviction, but yes, you will.
So
we won't zerg Electric if they look like the strongest guild. Yes,
so
you will.
just for our understanding real quick, Corona, I got it. When it comes down to conviction Electric, you guys are like an alliance pretty much to work together to overcome your obstacle, right? Frag, Phantom Troop, MP, and MMR have always been somewhat of an alliance, right? And correct me if I'm wrong.
Not Phantom Troop.
Not Phantom Troop, but two Ravens. My bad. I'm sorry. But you guys haven't been in an alliance. And I'm only saying this because the time that I was murking there, I've seen it to where it's been even Eternos or Hellspawns would all, maybe it was unintentional, but it's intentional to take out the strongest alliance, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. From any of you guys. You take out the strongest alliance, whether you guys are in the alliance yourselves or in your own, you have your own alliance. But you guys will technically take out the strongest one, right? So anyways, without you guys even having to answer that shit, right? The reason moral story is just we want to know, so we got your answer. 2 Ravens, you guys pretty much you're not in an alliance. You kind of just go with the flow.
No, that
This
was
is generalized. Phantom Troops not generalized.
Yeah, it's Phantom
I'm
Troops.
sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad.
Now Raven.
I'm a little I'm a little up there. So bear with me. Bear with me.
Dang it.
So anyways, Conviction Electric, and then we're tracking Magoria and who they have with them, right? So to push on, because we don't want to continue on with the stream, right? We're gonna go on with the next question. We kind of got the idea of who's with who, and there's more guilds out there, I'm sure of, because we don't really have the Eternos slash when Hellspawns was alive here with us, and I don't know if Pactal is still down there at the tier 1, because I have seen them in the tier 4 / tier 5 scenery, so I don't know if Pactal is still down there. And if they are, by all means, speak your piece. At the end of the day, the overall goal for this whole stream, right, is to get to y'all to possibly come up with more fights at least once a week, right, to build content for your guilds and have type of, node word PvP for your guilds, right? So we're gonna go on to the next question. That next question is gonna be leading up to Avatar.
Yeah, so and this kind of has to do with the alliance system too. So like on PC, there's an official alliance system that allows guilds to fill rosters. For any nodes, they share the benefits of winning that node. And now on console, due to us not having an alliance system, we tend to focus on like securing placements for allied guilds. Do you feel that the lack of the alliance system like is negatively affecting Node Wars?
Yes.
Or do you think it would help? We'll start with Glyco. Go ahead.
The alliance system, the PC alliance system allows beginner guilds to form together to reach caps. For example, PT said they don't reach caps all the time. If we certainly don't reach caps on 40s or 50s. So if you want to branch out to 5 more fights, we can take the fight to Margoria, for example, on the T2. Or, just people can move to T2s against alliances. Not everyone can reach 40, 50 men because there's not that many players on the game, period. And the alliance system will definitely help more guilds be able to, for example, a lower guild with a maybe slightly more experienced guild can form together to reach numbers, help each other, and they'll fight under one thing so they can actually have a chance on bigger nodes to have more fun. For example, we fought Margoria. We took the fight to Margoria in the T250. We brought 29, and since we don't have that many people, it's a tough fight. We ended up losing in like 20 minutes, 23 minutes. Conviction got 3v1. We tried a 1v1 MMR, and it's just numbers. At least currently, with how the node system is set up between T1s and even T3s, T4s. So I think that would help guilds be able to actually fight more comfortably.
Yeah, okay. And we'll go with you, True, since we know we put you at the best for last. We'll put you first or second. How do you feel about it?
I believe the same. I do, I play PC as well. I'm all over the place. So I actually have experience in that system. And what Lyco said is true. It would help guilds that don't reach caps be able to reach caps, and it would also open up opportunities for different groups of people. So let's just say, for instance, as an example, right? Us and PT, we decided to make an alliance, right? And we'll call it True Phantom, right? Because you can name your own alliance, right? So we'll have that kind of ability. We'll be called True Phantom or something, right? If there's a day we decided, hey, let's go do a T2, a T250, right? Okay, well, True's pulling 25. Can y'all pull 25? Yeah, we can pull 25. All right, great. So now we have a full roster, right? That's the kind of experience we don't get over here. And then, like he said, PT also said, like, they use different guilds to hit other forts that are allied with each other and kind of use them to work against each other from time to time. And that's how they can do some extra damage to these alliance guilds. But whenever that system is out, that's not a thing. You know what I mean? Like, your alliance is your alliance. So they wouldn't be able to get hit, and y'all can actually work efficiently together without having to worry about that as much. Because I know that's partially a problem as well with some alliances. They hit each other. But yeah, I feel like it would kind of branch out, and it would kind of open up more opportunities for guilds to do more things, more content, you know. If not even just more friendships, you know. Get to meet new people, you know. I think it'd be a pretty cool aspect for the game right now as console where it is right now, at least.
Yeah, that's like one thing. Like on the side note, when we were doing the shout out to January for doing the setup like fights on nodes between the different siege guilds. It was actually nice, like communicating with the different guilds, like the opposition, that open world. You know, you normally just fight them, and then now like you have people actually talking more to each other.
Yeah, man, it's pretty cool, and it kind of helps the community too. Really, you know, it can help us kind of come together a little bit better, rather than always just trying to fight each other and, you know, talk smack. You know, it kind of helps us kind of connect in a way, you know, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. And what about you, Amaranth? How do you feel about it?
I think an alliance system like what PC has would be beneficial, like they said. Especially with guilds that have a hard time pulling numbers.
Okay. What about you, Oda?
It would be great. No more backlining from allies. Can't be like, oh hey, Frank, why are you guys bucking me up from the back? If we're all allies, right? It's built into the game, so it's a lot easier that way. So yeah. I swear to God, I'm not on purpose. Not on purpose. Yeah, no, it'd be good for the game. We need that. Do it, PA, do it.
Okay, Chrono?
You know, so as you know personally yourself, you know, Conviction started off as like a heavy anti-alliance guild. Much to the point that even now, like, that we're alliance people, there's some old members that are like disgusted with it per se. But you know, when we moved to T3s and T4s, you know, working with Sacred and Arsha kind of opened my eyes to a lot of different. We had a lot of fun fights actually as alliance with them, so it kind of changed my mindset as working with guilds. And honestly, working with Electric has actually been really nice even that, because we actually work together very well. Like, we peel for each other really good and play off each other and cover each other's backs, whether it's like doing the peels or like, let's say all the Magoria pirates are at a base and like they can probably just a defense at Magoria. Electric will try to attack them and take them out while we're trying to, you know, pink everything or whatever. You know, it's fun. It can be really fun in the right situations. So,
okay. And Neander.
So the alliance system is only beneficial to us if all these alliances cannot all place on the same node. Unless it actually groups them like it does on PC, which I have this opinion because they have a habit of tweaking things when they give it to us. Then unless they implement exactly the PC system, it would actually just hurt us, because then you can't hit each other's structures.
Right. And why do you feel like
I genuinely do significantly take advantage of that.
Okay.
It's like literally one of my primary strategies.
No, I understand. And I feel like, I mean, personally, I feel like it would help. I mean, there's outside of the T1 guilds and the active community that is down there, there are other guilds that don't just place on a T1 themselves, but they have people that like to just fight. There are these, you know, solo players that would be able to join your like ranks and actually fight with the guild that want to learn and so on and so forth. I don't take nerds. Well, if we had the alliance system, is what I mean. Because then that would allow you to approve anybody into your group, and then like, you know, you guys are having trouble. You guys want to do T3s, but you don't have the numbers. And say you have like other guilds that don't even just node war in general, they're life scaling guilds, and they don't PvP, but they have a couple PvPers in there. You could take those in, you know.
Oh yeah, if the alliance system worked exactly how it does on PC, it would be fine. it would be fine.
And I know we're getting a closer node war, so we're gonna push
Yeah.
this on to Jane with her, I think, final question, right?
Excellent. I was wanting to talk about lockouts. The system needs tweaking, and if you were to change it, how would you do it? The lockout system.
Just remove it. It's not necessary. If the bases are this squishy, and it's a stick or something like that, any of us could take that down in like literally 20 seconds. So
Okay. How about you, Amber?
I think T1 specifically, lockout shouldn't be a thing. If T1s are made to teach guilds how to do node war, they shouldn't live in fear of being locked out by other guilds. You know, implement it in the T2s, but have the time at 5 minutes and 50 kills, and then move it up to the T3s at 10 minutes and 100 kills and deaths. You know, that way it works them up instead of them living in fear, because, you know, some guilds don't place for the fear of being locked out.
Oh. Do you feel the same, Gloco?
Lockouts shouldn't exist for T1s and T2s. You can burn a T1 base in 20 seconds. You can burn a T2 base in 22 seconds.
Wow.
So I don't think, even if you have flame towers or anything, yeah, I think Conviction almost locked out Margoria in 15 seconds on Desert Node. So on the T2. So lockouts shouldn't exist as T1, T2s because the caps are so low and they're supposed to be still introductory.
Well, and then
So
it sounds like
it's
your guys' bases are even weaker than, like, you know, T4s, T5s.
They are.
It's terrible now,
weak.
man. Honestly, they need to push it back to the way it was, because the guilds are, as far as I'm concerned, the guilds right now are definitely capable of handling themselves and taking out like a regular full base. In my opinion.
Oh yeah, it's rough.
We wouldn't have a
It's
problem.
rough. Like Han's doing sweaty stuff, and that's like a whole different thing. But like the fact that our base is already as weak as it is means that like my guys are spawning in like 6 seconds after, right? And the base is at half HP under. It's like lockouts are wild considering we can fold a fort in probably 15 seconds.
That's insane. What do you reckon, Chrono? Holy, wow.
And we're not, so like, in my opinion, Conviction's probably the strongest single T1 guild. We're not the strongest single T1 guild. And we can kill a base really fast. Like, it is not a slow process whatsoever.
So basically, pre-CCGing, you're kind of guaranteeing the base kill almost.
Sometimes.
I don't even think pre-CTG, at any point in the node war, you can die in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you have no flame towers, you have no defense, so if you're dead on a 20-second spawn timer, your fort just died.
Yeah, the other,
From 100
like,
to 0.
with there being no turrets, most of us are leaving at a minimum 5 people on defense.
Wow.
Like, we haven't even talked about, like, how this stuff affects composition for your actual node war, but, like, to hold off a ball, you need more people because your strong people can't compensate for your not strong people.
Yeah.
Right, if a whole ball shows up to your base, 5 fucking people on defense are gonna do shit, bro.
Yeah, they're CTGing the ball back.
Yeah, and you can't, you have to be backwards on the T1, T2s. You have to have your strong people at base. And your new, quote unquote, weaker people, you have to put in the ball.
Oh yeah,
Because
all my new players are in the ball.
Yeah, because you know, any other tier, you put your new players in the siege weapons. You can't do that on T1. You have to have your strong people, and you have to have a good composition and people that work well together, or your fort's dead.
Yeah. Well,
I would like to throw out one point that I've been meaning to say from the start of the podcast. I even told Chrono about it. I would like, speaking about making more fights and stuff, I know it was mentioning, I wanted to throw the idea that Monday being a T240 could be like how the T3, T4 people do it. They set up a team fight. We can do that on the T2 for Monday. It's a 40. It's not too high. and then you can leave the Monday node war for like the actual, like maybe beginner guilds that want to drop, like Amplify. You know, we've seen other guilds drop there by themselves with like 5 or 6 people. So that's an idea I was thinking of, adding another team fight or another big fight instead of just making it Friday, so people could have, you know, we can have 2 big fights during the week, especially since everyone here has ex-Siege players, has been node warring for years, so everyone should be able to, you know, at least have some good fight, make it,
and to
you know,
add to
2v2s,
that,
team fights, free for all, whatever.
Would you do like mixed teams? Even?
Yeah, mixed teams easily. It could be Margoria with True, and then 2 Ravens with us, Conviction with MMR. You know, it doesn't matter. It's more for content. It's just more for content.
Yeah. That's kind of the gist of why we're doing all this, to provide content in all the nodes.
We can do that.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. I've always been about that type of stuff.
With the same rule of no pre-CTGs.
Start at your base and move on.
Yeah, start at your base and move on, and then whatever goes. You know, if you get 3v1, you get 4v1, bro, it sucks. You build in the bad spot, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Wouldn't Sunday be the better idea? Because isn't there 2 T1s and 2 T2s?
People could fear lockout.
I was just saying Monday, because Sunday has their own kind of like big fight, so I don't want to take that away from them. If they're already having fun on the Sunday, we can add, you know, fun on the Monday and then fun on the Friday, and then Wednesday, you know, Wednesday kind of like the T1's kind of like a dead node. But yeah, just to add, you know, some more variety, some team fights. You know, your guilds can grow from this as well, you know.
How do you all feel about that? Do you want to do that?
I mean, me personally,
it doesn't sound like a bad idea.
It doesn't sound like a bad idea, but I don't know. It kind of makes my eye twitch a little bit. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why. I don't have a real reason why.
I'm offended and I just
yeah, like,
I'm just kidding.
I mean, we've done it. Now, what I would say about the whole like mixing up of guilds, like we've done it, right?
It worked.
And
We did it.
there's a lot of guilds
that
that you would never expect to work together, and they would do it just because they were doing what's best for their guild, whether to bring whatever content we could bring to the table on our end, you know, outside of whatever Pluribus can provide, right? So it's just
maybe like,
and it's not like a
temporary basis, but like, well, I mean, I guess for like a show, right?
Try one.
Fine. But look, it's 5 minutes before, and that's my cutoff, guys.
Yeah, we got node war.
So it was fun, and it's been real, but it ain't been real fun. I'll get you
Oda.
next time.
No, I got you, Oda.
Oda. All right, we'll wrap it up.
Everybody.
Thanks everyone for coming, and good luck at Node War.
Yes.
Good luck, sorry to delay. We'll retouch this later.
Have a great rest.
No, appreciate all the responses, everybody on my on y'all's end. Appreciate it. For sure. And you know, maybe we're gonna probably create a group chat and see if, you know, try to schedule some different stuff, just different scenarios of,
I can
you
just
know,
add a new
how
channel.
Node Words comes up. Yeah.
Because we got a 4-5 one, we got a 3-1 going. So next week we're doing setup fights for T3s. And there's no reason why we can't do the same thing with 2-1, 2-2. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
For
that'd
sure.
be good for him.
Yeah.
Right, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you next time.
Yep. Good fights. See you. Good luck on the Node Wars.
I'm out.
All right, chat.
Thank you, everybody.
I'm fucked up. Why?
Yep.
It's time to raid somebody. Who we raiding? Hold up now.
We kill comms.
Hold up. Hold up. Let's see what Sebastian's up to, man. Let's raid Sebastian. No, I appreciate, on a serious note though, I appreciate everyone's input in chat. I was reading it even though I was PvPing. Obviously, I'm not in the tier 1 scene right now. I've kind of like merked in between it. I've seen kind of how it's ran on one side. There's definitely potential, from my opinion, that it could be ran or create more content too. But we'll try to work that shit out for sure and see what happens out of it, regardless of whatever comments you heard from certain guilds. You know, it is what it is. I think I'm glad that the GMs and GAs came in here and, you know, spoke their little piece and stuff like that. Some of the members of those guilds came in here, right? So we're definitely gonna try to work something out, see if we can just at least once out of the week incorporate the same, you know, treatment that, you know, the siege guilds have kind of been having to work with together, each other and stuff, right? But we'll see what we can do and we'll go from there. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all for the support from the tier 1 scene, for tuning in, or for the ones that did tune in and come by and drop follows. Appreciate Janeway and Hitman for the massive subs, by the way. Every guild has their own reason. At the end of the day, it seems like they're trying to take care of their own guild, right? And you know, get whatever payout they can, because obviously they're not in the siege scene. So they're not able to say that, hey, I'll give you a 1 bill node right here. So, you know, these guilds, they're doing extra, right? They're doing, not only are they like doing sea monster hunting as well. And I'm not just speaking on Magoria pirates, but come to find out, there's other guilds also doing Karax and stuff like that to get guild funds, right? So these guilds are also doing what they can to get their T10 payouts. And on top of that, win their node wars so that their members can get their payouts. Appreciate the follow shout out, by the way. Thank you, Pup. I didn't even know you could do that. But no, at the end of the day, like, these guys are out there to look out for their guilds, and, you know, whether or not they stay in these guilds or go to a siege guild, you know, they're doing they're big ones at the end of the day, right? So shout out to all those GMs and GAs and the ones that weren't in the podcast, because there was quite a few others, right? Like Eternos, from the Hispanic side. Huge shout out to them as well. And we'll, you know, hopefully we'll see some content in the future for the tier 1 scene. Tier 1 scene was definitely fun. I know myself, people like J Ray, quite a few other people, and I know Fields has been in the tier 1 scene before, and, you know, a couple of friends that I have. But just make sure, you know, if you ever get tired of siege scene, drop by one of these tier 1 node war guilds, and you'll see how it really is and how fast a fort can really fall. You'll be surprised. The fuck? Hold up. I'm trying to do this damn raid. Did he fucking end stream? Oh, there we go. Anyways, chat. I'll probably stream again tomorrow. See if we have a siege. I don't know yet, obviously. We'll see if we have a fight, and we'll go from there. I appreciate all the new follows. Appreciate it, y'all. Y'all have a good night, and y'all take it easy.